Hello, everybody. My name's Nerdy Lover, and welcome to another episode of our football betting series here on YouTube, La Liga edition. We're not going to go over the selections we made in our last episode because between then and now, we've released a monthly update video. So if you're interested to see how well or not so well as the case may be, we did in Spain, please check that out. So without further ado, we're going to jump into our predictions for this weekend coming up, the 5th and 6th of November. We kick things off with 17th place Girona hosting 6th place Athletic Bilbao, and Girona will be feeling pretty happy with themselves and their most recent performance against Real Madrid. Despite falling a goal behind, Christian Stuani's penalty, courtesy of VAR, managed to hand Girona a point, and they managed to secure a really vital draw against the champions in their battle against relegation. This draw is a positive, but their recent form still isn't great, with no win in their last 7 games. Statistically, they're not doing terrible, as they do average 1.4 goals per game from 1.6 key chances. Defensively, they do concede 1.7 goals per game, and they do not have a clean sheet to this point in the season, so that has been the issue for them. Girona are in the bottom half of the table when it comes to home form, with 2 wins, 2 draws, and 2 defeats for just 8 points. But Bilbao are the visitors here today, as they defeated Villareal by 1-0 in their most recent game. This does mean they bounce back from a poor run of form, as they had no win in their previous 4 matches. The Basque side are scoring 1.7 goals per game from 2.5 key chances created. Defensively, not too bad, 1.1 goals against with 5 clean sheets in 12 games. The downturn in form can be explained by looking at the quality of the opposition that they've faced recently. Bilbao have faced Barcelona, Sevilla and Atletico Madrid in their last 5. Although they have been solid on their travels this year, 2 wins, 2 draws and 1 defeat puts them 5th place in the away form table. When we look at the head-to-head record, there's nothing recently, but Bilbao did win both games last time Girona were in the top flight, that is the 18-19 season. I like Bilbao away from home here, pretty good odds at about evens, and they've turned their poor form around to hopefully pick up some more points against a side battling at the bottom end of the table. Bilbao in a single for bet number 1. Next up, 11th place Real Valladolid host bottom of the table Elche. Valladolid did fall down in their last game 2-0 to Osasuna. However, before that, Valladolid have done pretty well, picking up 10 points in their previous 5 matches, with key victories over Celta Vigo and Real Sociedad in this sample. The hosts today score 1 goal per game from 1.6 key chances created. Their defence isn't terrible, 1.4 goals against and 3 clean sheets to this point in the season. They are just in the top half of the table when we look at home form on its own. 3 wins, 1 draw and 2 defeats for 10 points in 6 games is nothing to be sniffed at from a side which honestly I thought would be closer to the bottom of the league at this point in the season. The away side, Elche, continued their poor form, losing by 1-0 against Getafe recently. They're now winless in 12 games, rooted to the bottom of the table. Elche can only muster 0.7 goals per game from 1.1 key chances created, and its defence has been the main issue. 2.4 goals against per 90 with 0 clean sheets. They're in the relegation zone currently, and when it's all said and done, I would expect them to be in the relegation zone in May. Additionally, when we isolate and just look at the away form table, they're also looking on track to be relegated. When we look at the head-to-head record, last season's games ended in 2 draws, with Elche surrendering a 2-goal lead and a 1-goal lead respectively. Elche seemed like a little bit of a mess, to be honest, and I think Valladolid are coming into this game with a much better form. I'm not fully convinced due to the results of last season, so we're going to go for a half stake on Valladolid to pick up the win here in our second selection. Our third and final selection for this episode sees 8th place Villarreal take on 12th place Mallorca. And as touched upon, the Yellow Submarine did fall by 1-0 against Bilbao recently. They were unbeaten in 4 of their last 5 before Bilbao though, and they are unbeaten at home so far in Spain. 3 wins, 1 draw and 0 defeats for 10 points through 4 games is very, very competitive. Villarreal are scoring 1.3 goals per game from 3 clear-cut chances created. This is such a drastic difference, and you've got to feel that eventually they've got to start scoring more goals because they're creating such a high quality of chances. Defence is pretty elite as well, 0.6 goals against with 6 clean sheets so far in this season. The away side, Mallorca, come into this one following their 1-1 draw against Espanyol. Despite taking the lead early doors in the second half, they were unable to hold on and they were held to a draw at home. This draw does mean that Mallorca have only won 1 of their last 6 games and they slip into the bottom half of the table because of it. Mallorca may be somewhat optimistic as they're not too bad away from home. 2 wins, 2 draws, 2 defeats in 6 games puts them at 8 points puts them 8th place in the table. That being said, Mallorca do struggle for goals, 0.8 goals per game from 1.9 key chances created. Defensively, not terrible, 1.1 goals against. When we look at the head-to-head record, though, Villarreal have took 4 points from the the 2 games they played last year against Mallorca. This does include winning this particular fixture by 3-0. Villarreal have also won 2 of the last 3, and I would feel comfortable backing them here for a home win in bet number 3. Let's jump across to the spreadsheet now and quickly recap our selections for this upcoming weekend. And there we have it, our 3 selections there, starting things off on the Friday with Girona hosting Bilbao. We're going to be taking Bilbao for an away win, a full stake of £20, odds of 1.1 to return 22. We continue things over on the Saturday lunchtime. Real Valladolid Elche, we're going to be taking Valladolid to pick up a home win at odds of 0.84, £10 stake to return £8.40. And finishing things up on the Sunday, Villarreal host Mallorca, odds of 0.6 for Villarreal to win. Full stake on that for a £12 profit, we hope. So across the weekend, we're going to be risking £50 sterling to hopefully try and pick up as much as 42.40. Will we do so? Well, that's the question, and we're going to try and answer that in the next episode. But if you have made it to this point in the video, please drop a like down below. My name's been Nerdy Lover, and as always, have yourself a lovely day.